I am kicking my feet, screaming, hollering, throwing up. Quite literally, fight me. It came with a wand. Something just came to my attention. Wasn't that the point? Hello beautiful people of the internet, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here, and I'm so excited that you've joined me today. Guess what we're going to be picking up in this vlog? We're going to be starting the Harry Potter series. And yes, I understand that I'm probably the only person on the planet that has not read this series, but everybody's got to start somewhere, and for me, I'm starting the series at age 25. This is such a beloved series, and I love the first movie. I think I've seen like a couple more of the movies, but not enough to remember what happens. So I want to stop right there. I don't want to watch any more of the movies. I want to dive into this book world first and then watch the rest of the movies. So far I have picked up The Sorcerer's Stone, which is the first book. I started it this morning and I'm already about 30% of the way through. This one is pretty short and I've made it to page 113. So I've gotten to the part where they are sorting them into their houses, which is one of my favorite parts of the whole story. So yeah, I know that most of you already know how this story goes, but come along with me as I read it for the very first time as an adult. And I will check in with you throughout my journey and maybe catch some reactions. I have no idea what's ahead of me, but I know you guys do. So let's get started. Hi. I finished The Sorcerer's Stone. I do not have it currently with me right now. But oh my gosh. You guys have been letting me? You guys have been letting me miss out on that masterpiece? I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I've seen the movies, yes. I've seen the movies. But the movies have nothing compared to these books. I've already started The Chamber of Secrets. My plan is to read these back to back, but I do not want to burn myself out on the series. So if I feel like I need a break from it, I'm going to take a break. But right now, I'm good. I'm ready to roll, and I am tandem reading these. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I do think that's the way to go, especially if you are a first-time reader like me. I think that it just adds to the experience. So I do vaguely remember this movie, but not enough to know exactly what's going to happen in this book. So I'm so excited, and these books are so bingeable. Like I've been sitting here for what seems like 3 minutes and I'm already on page 30. Hopefully I can get this knocked out pretty quickly because I'm just eating these up. Okay, hopefully I'll actually stop and talk to you before I finish this one, but I can't make any promises. Okay, I'll see you when I see you. Another quick little thing. These Dursleys can quite literally fight me. And I'm nice to everybody. Okay, so I almost forgot to share this with you, but again, I have been a Harry Potter fan before. I know the story. So I asked my in-laws for a certain gift this year for Christmas, and it's so cute, and I have to show you. Okay, I'll give you a hint. It came with a wand. Okay, so here's just a random corner of my house. And then we come up here. Isn't that so fun? And watch. So I got the wand, right? And I do this. Doop. Oh my gosh. Aren't they just precious? I love them. Okay, so here are my thoughts so far. Thought number 1, thank goodness for Ron Weasley's family, because they took Harry in like he was one of their own. And those dratted Dursleys, I hope we're rid of them for good. Second thought, I love Hagrid. He's my favorite character besides Harry, obviously. I love Hagrid, and I love his heart and his friendship with Harry. It's just so stinking cute. Like, he's one of the only people in the world that really truly does care about Harry, and the fact that he remembers his birthday, it's so cute. This Lockhart guy, I do not trust him. That's thought number 3. Whoever he is very self-boasting, and he likes to brag a lot, and I don't know about him. He's kind of giving me the ick. I've reached the part where they're talking about the Chamber of Secrets, and they're talking about why it was created. I've officially made it to page 166, so I'm making my way through this one. Hopefully, my plan is to finish this one tonight, because that would be fantastic. I will say that this one is a lot more slower paced than the first one, and I don't mind that, but it was a little jarring to know that this one is just a little bit slower. Like, there's not much happening. It's just pure vibes for right now. But I'm loving it. I'm still loving it. It's a masterpiece. Okay, that's where we're at. I'll talk to you in a minute. Show of hands for everybody who has met and been personally victimized by a Draco Malfoy. One more thing. And when Draco called Hermione a mudblood, and Ron lost his cool. He lost his cool for my friend Hermione. Something just came to my attention, and this is a hint. Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. I have officially finished Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling, and I've got a lot to say. First and foremost, I loved it. I did really like it. However, the pacing in this one was a little bit jarring, because first and foremost, this book is purely vibes, okay? There is a lot going on in this book, but yet there's nothing going on at all. There's cute things, funny things, sweet things, mean things going on, but it's not anything that is super action-packed. It's more so getting to know the characters better and getting to know their friendship and things like that better throughout the story. And then at the last 10 pages, we finally get to the Chamber of Secrets. That to me was a problem, because I was like, wasn't that the point? Or were we supposed to get the Chamber of Secrets way before we were? A little bit jarring for me. I did knock off a star for this one. I gave it 4 stars. Again, I had a grand old time. I don't want you to think for 1 minute that I didn't enjoy this one, because I really did. I've heard that this is people's least favorite book in the series. Again, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was fun. I thought it was adventurous, but the pacing could have been a lot better executed. So yes, Sorcerer's Stone was a 5. This was a 4, but I have heard really good things about Prisoner of Azkaban, and let's dive into that one next.
One eternity later.
I forgot how to do this. Okay, it has been a minute, and I need to talk to you about something. So the last time I talked to you, I had just finished the Chamber of Secrets in January. It is the end of February, and I am just now picking up Prisoner of Azkaban. In between, I kind of took like this social media hiatus for a reason that I won't go into on this vlog. Multiple reasons actually, but we will discuss that later. But now I'm back and I wanted to update you on the Prisoner of Azkaban. Also, by the way, I have COVID right now, so if you see that I sound awful, I do. And I'm fighting for my life over here. In my suffering, last night I picked up Prisoner of Azkaban and I am officially like 75% of the way through. I am loving this one. Loving it. I think this is going to be my favorite so far. I don't know. I really liked the other two books, but I just think that this one is just shifting in a way that the other two books were not. And I could definitely tell that Harry is a little bit older. The characters are getting a little bit more developed. And I'm really, really loving this one. I will say also that the characters that were introduced in here, like Professor Lupin, I love him so much. Like every time something goes wrong, he offers Harry like a piece of chocolate and he says, eat. Like before we do anything else, you're gonna eat this piece of chocolate. But like I said, I'm about 314 pages into it and I'm gonna love it. I know that I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I'm absolutely eating it up, and I honestly wanted to check in with you before I finished it because I know I didn't really talk to you about this one before I got really far into it, and that has happened with these books because I have found that they're very bingeable and you can read a lot in one sitting, and before I know it, I'm already on page 200. But I will say that The Prisoner of Azkaban has really creeped me out in a way that the other books just have not, and I love that. I love being creeped out, and the fact that this middle grade series is creeping me out, loving it. I will talk to you when I have finished. So sorry if you can hear my pug snoring in the background, but I also have to tell you that every time that Ron defends Hermione, I am kicking my feet. Screaming, hollering, throwing up. Our friend Ron likes to think he doesn't like Hermione, but honey, we know different. Even though this time in The Prisoner of Azkaban, Malfoy says something about Hagrid, and Hermione punched or slapped Malfoy in the face, and Ron was like, Hermione. I can't. Welcome back to my kitchen. This is just the meeting place, I guess. So I'm here to tell you a couple things, actually. If you can hear my wind chimes in the background, it's because I have my front door open because I'm letting this beautiful spring air in. Almost said fall. This beautiful spring air in, and I'm loving it. So we're just gonna kind of ignore them that they're there. They're making a racket. But I am here to tell you that I've officially finished Prisoner of Azkaban, and I have some things to say. First and foremost, I can sense it. I can sense the shift. The shift is here, okay? Because this book was a lot darker. It was a lot deeper. It was a lot more developed than the other two books. And I could already tell like the characters are getting better and the story is getting better. Ooh, this was juicy. My thoughts on this book in particular. I really liked the Sirius Black story. I really liked how it folded out. I will say that Professor Lupin was probably my favorite character in here. And I think I mentioned that before, that whenever something went wrong, he just shoved a piece of chocolate at Harry and said, like, eat it. And I loved how his story unfolded. And I really, really liked where this story ended up. I really liked, again, it was a lot darker. It was a lot It was a lot, but I loved it. And we watched the movie last night. I think I showed you that. And the adaptations, I'm sorry, are one of the closest adaptations that I've ever watched. Everything that happened in this book, almost everything, happened in the movie. Even like the dialogue is the same. I can appreciate that. So far so good. I did end up giving this one a solid 5. Everyone says that this is their favorite. So far it's my favorite, but I'm not sure if it'll stay my favorite. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and dive into the Goblet of Fire. I'll see you when I see you.
One eternity later.
Hi. How are you? I'm coming to you on a random Thursday night in the middle of August. Actually, at the end of August. I think the last time that I talked to you, it was in March, April sometime. And that's so sad because I had just finished Prisoner of Azkaban, which I told you that I really loved. I really loved Prisoner of Azkaban. And my goal for this year is to finish this series. However, I went literally months without picking up another Harry Potter book. And that was for good reason. I think that I really want to take my time with these books. I really don't want to rush it. So yeah, I'm coming at you like very, very chill. Like I just took a shower and I just thought I would update you on Goblet of Fire. So here's my update. I picked this book up at the beginning of my summer vacation and was reading it on and off, like just whenever I felt like it. And I think it was the size of this one that has just intimidated me so much. But I decided to pick it up again and really finish it. Like I'm going to finish it this weekend. So I am that far into the book and I've gotten to page 369, which is halfway through the book. So here are my thoughts so far of this one. This one is very much vibes. This one is mostly like talking about the Quidditch matches and like obviously there's a Goblet of Fire in it. And there's just a lot of Quidditch in this one, which I love Quidditch. I would love to play Quidditch. I love the idea of Quidditch. This book is mostly Quidditch talk and like the big tournament that they have and things like that. And you know, not to give too much away, but again, at this point, I think everybody pretty much knows what goes on in this book. I kind of hope I'm not the only one and just in left field somewhere. I don't know if it's because I put it down 8 million times. I'm not super loving it like I have been the last 3 books. Now I will say, I think that these characters are getting more and more developed, and I've said that before in this video, but I'm not super loving this one just because I feel like the stakes are not super high. I don't know, that may change at the last half of the book. But I just feel like I'm waiting for something and it's not happened yet. We'll see. We'll see how the last half of the book goes. I thought I would update you before I actually did finish it because that is my goal for this weekend. If I do anything this weekend, eat, sleep, breathe, I'm going to finish this book. You have my word. And I'm so sorry that it's been so long since I talked to you last. And I'm so sorry that I read half of this before I even talked to you. That's so rude. But anyway, that's how I'm feeling so far. Hopefully, it is not another 2, 3, 4, 6 months before I talk to you again. Hopefully it's just like a couple of days. You have my word. I promise. Let's pinky promise. I'll see you soon. I promise. Hello. I thought I would talk to you a little bit more about this book. So I am 65% of the way through this now. I don't remember where I was last time that I talked to you. But I have this much left, which is still quite a bit of book left. But here's where I'm at with it. I am liking this a lot more. I really do think it's because I put it down, picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down, picked it up. And I think it's really kind of tainted my enjoyment of it sometimes. But I feel like any book in this series, it's going to feel like I'm coming back home. And that's really hard for me to explain unless you've read these books. It just feels so wholesome and so sweet. And I'm just having such a good time with it. Obviously, I am tabbing it. So let me explain these for just a minute because I don't think I've ever done a really good job of explaining my tabbing system. So let me just tell you this right now. If you don't know me in real life, then you probably don't know this, but I am a very, very deep feeling person. Like I feel things probably 10 times deeper than the average person. And so basically what these tabs are is every time I have felt something. So like whether it made me laugh, whether it made me sad, whether it made me angry, whether it made my heart feel warm, whatever the case may be, it made me feel something. And obviously this one makes me feel something a lot of the time. But if you were to look at any of my other Harry Potter books, they all look like this, because this is just such a wholesome, sweet series. And I just love these books so much. Again, this one's probably not going to be my favorite just because there's not a ton going on. But I do love two things that have happened this far into the book. Here in this last stretch, we got to see the prefect's bathroom, which I have an ambiance room for the prefect's bathroom that I absolutely love, and it just brings me back to using that ambiance room, and it and I love it. And I want to go to the prefect's bathroom and have a bath. And then the second thing that just happened, and this is kind of like a mild spoiler if you've never read the books, they were talking about mer people and the Black Lake, and I think that Harry is gonna eventually have to go like down there. They were hinting towards that. He's trying to figure out this egg that he won in the tournament, and that is the conversation that came from that. So I have a feeling that we're going to end up in the lake around some mer people, and I am so excited for that. I love a good mermaid story. Hopefully this last bit of the book is exactly what I need to push this over the edge. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star, but I hope that it pushes it enough to where it's at least a 4, 4.5. So that's all I have right now. I just kind of wanted to come on and do a little bit more in-depth update because I really didn't the last time. But yeah, that's where we're at. We have just a little bit left. Hopefully my plan is to get this done this week. I don't think it's reality that I'll be able to finish it this weekend because it's Labor Day weekend when I'm filming this. I don't think it's reality because I'm going to be doing a bunch of things this weekend, but definitely by the end of the week. So I'll see you when I see you. So I have made it to the second task in the Tri-Wizard tournament, and I forgot that this book includes the Black Lake and mer people and all of that jazz, and I loved that scene. I loved it so much. I thought that that was so much fun, and everything that happened in that scene was just so much fun, and I am really liking this one. Like, now that I'm like more invested in it, I'm really liking this one. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna rate it. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-star. Like I said, it's just very, very long and there's just a lot going on. But I don't see it being less than a 3.5. Now that I'm getting back into it and I'm getting more invested, I feel like I really like it a lot better than I was. Okay, so I am gonna try and finish this tonight. I don't know 100% if I'm gonna be able to do that or not. But it is Labor Day weekend, and hopefully I can take the rest of the evening just to focus on this book. Also, are we not going to talk about how Ron is so jealous over Hermione? What did we do to deserve the Weasleys? The champions' families come to visit them for the third task, and obviously the Dursleys are not going to show up. And the Weasleys came. We gotta talk. Not a single one of you told me that there was a huge spider in here. That's gonna be really fun to watch in the movie. Also, I'm missing something. I just have a feeling all of this is connected somehow. Voldemort, Harry, everything that's happening. The scar, all the bad thing that's happening to Harry, it's all connected somehow. It's gotta be. how the Triwizard Tournament ended. In the maze. I'm sorry. Harry, you can help him now. It's over. Let go. Guys, I finally finished this book. I finished it. Look at all these tabs. Let's talk about this one. So I did watch the movie last night and I have confirmed my final thoughts on this book. My final thoughts of this book are that this is probably my least favorite in the series. And it's not bad. It's not a bad book. It's really not. It's still like a 3.75 rounded up to a 4. I can't 100% put my finger on why I don't love this book, but I didn't love it. It definitely still told the story of Harry Potter and who he is and Lord Voldemort and everything like that. But I didn't love it. I didn't love it like the other 3. I'm thinking that I've got my ranking together now, but I did like the movie and I cried at the end, just like I cried at the end of the book. Okay, so that is going to be the end for this video, and I want you guys to know that I am not finished with the Harry Potter series. However, after talking to a lot of people who have read the Harry Potter series, they said that I should split this video up into 2 parts because apparently something crazy happens in the next few books. So they want to see my reaction for that, but I feel like if I tried to fit them all in one video, it would be forever long. So my ranking so far, and these are not set in stone. So my least favorite is Goblet of Fire. I think that this is gonna sit at the bottom for right now. Again, it wasn't bad. I just didn't love it as much as the others. So that is number 4. Number 3 would probably be Chamber of Secrets, just because that one was like pure vibes than anything, and then like a little bit of action. Number 2 would have to be Sorcerer's Stone, because obviously. And then number 1, so far my favorite book and favorite movie is Prisoner of Azkaban. So that's where we're at right now. That is probably gonna change. I would think so, hopefully. I've heard a lot of people really like the next book, which is Order of the Phoenix, so I'm gonna try to get to that one as soon as possible. I will let you guys know as soon as I start the next few books, and I will also be filming and watching the movies simultaneously so you guys can get all of my thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me on this Harry Potter journey, or the first part of it, and I hope to see you guys in the next segment that I do for this. Alright my friends, if you made it this far into the video, please leave me a little magic emoji to show me that you made it this far. And remember my friends, this world is a better place and a more magical place with you in it, and I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!